on. Mahalo for sitting down today, taking some time off. And he took off work early, and you guys didn't get this, but when he pulled up on a keiki, we're over here, and he got a standing ovation for showing up because apparently he showed up early. And so I didn't get it, but hopefully this camera over here is going to capture some of the keiki in the background. There's going to be a lot going on today. We're going to be talking story, but I wanted to shoot during this time so that you guys can get a sense of the life and the liveliness and the energy here, because I think that's what's so beautiful about your club and your community, and I want to share that with everybody. So
right on.
Mahalo for sitting down today and this time and making it all happen.
Brooks, thank you. But I don't think I sincerely mahalo you for helping me host Lauhoi.
You did, bro. You did.
Yeah,
I felt loved. I really did.
That was a great event. We had so much good feedback and it's super good vibes and feel after that.
Yeah.
But I know I asked you kind of on short notice and stuff like that too. So mahalo you for doing that.
I did. You know what? I'm getting chicken skin again because it was such. It was, but you know when there's certain opportunities that come up and you're just like, oh wow, this is a once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what it was. Like that was us talking story. I was asking you if you would be on my podcast, and you're like, oh, my wife was just telling me I gotta do more of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then you turned around and say, hey, what do you think about doing this for us? And I'm like, oh, wow. Normally, I feel like I go through the podcast, we talk story, and then there's more opportunities. But before we even got to sit down, there was this exchange of energy already.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with Lauhoi, because that was such a beautiful event. Now, I've posted very few things that was like the one event that I did a lot of talking that I didn't capture any content, but you guys did. You guys posted. We have a few videos that were shared, but tell us real quick again what Lauhoi was and what it meant to you and Leeward Kai.
When we came up with the concept of Lauhoi, it was first of all just kind of thinking about how everybody likes to come to Nanakuli Regatta, Father's Day Regatta, and make it a weekend. You're coming out to the west side the one time during the regatta season. It's a little bit more free, more natural Hawaiian lifestyle, I feel like. And so the clubs like to come, put up their tents early, camp on the beach.
Yeah.
And so we looked at it as an opportunity to kind of use that to connect with all the clubs, share our stories, just as an association, make everybody realize that our stories are very similar and that we're connected in that way because we all are doing the same things. We're keeping the culture alive, so if you take away the racing, the realness of who we are and what we do is that. And so when we came up with Lauhoi, that's what we wanted to do, and we wanted to kind of showcase first of all our families that helped Leeward Kai and was close to Leeward Kai first and foremost within the association. And we felt like Kaione was that with the Kalamoana, having Uncle David, and then just kind of because my personal thing was I remember as a small keiki, I was just in a truck going everywhere whenever Dad and my grandpa and my grandma them did canoe stuff, and so I think that we were still a young infancy. Our club was still in its infancy compared to some of the older, more established clubs.
Yeah.
And so at that time, I remember going to Enchanted Lakes as a small kid, and my grandpa and dad going there to
work on canoe.
Canoe with Papa Stu and all those guys. So it's okay. I know we connected to these guys, so I felt like it was right to
invite him.
To invite him.
And plus, too, Uncle can tell story.
Yeah, it was so classic, bro.
Yeah. You know what I really liked about that is I walked by them. I've had a growing relationship with Micah, but I'd never talked to Uncle David before that. Before you told me about Lauhoi and asked me to talk, and after you told me that he was one of the speakers, I had actually introduced myself to him and connected. But before that, I hadn't talked to him.
Yeah.
Now, every day that I'm at practice, I stop and I hone and I hug him, and he's like, "Where you been, Brooks? I miss you." And I'm like, oh,
Hani
bro.
aloha,
Yeah, so much aloha.
yeah.
And and it was just me with the lens, the filter. I didn't get that side of him. I never connect to him yet. You know what I mean? But now I can't. I don't look at him as being the quiet guy. And before I was like, this guy's kind of quiet, but he's not. Like,
Yeah.
So it was so beautiful.
And that's the thing about Laohoi, right? Like sometimes we come from our clubs, and then like, and I'm not saying that this was maybe your instance, but like sometimes we just kind of like always stick to our own.
Yeah.
You know what I
Kind of
mean?
put your head down and just,
yeah, in association. But like Laohoi is about like taking down those barriers and then sharing. You know what I mean? And supporting each other and like aloha each other. Like, okay, we can be competitive and fierce on the ocean, but like, hey, ako rin need help carrying canoe, just jump in and help carry. Even ask. That kind feel. Like, because then you're gonna turn around and be like, hey, boy, you're right.
That was the best. Is when it was all Pao and was bringing in the core canoes, had 3 different clubs helping lift the canoe, the cores, and put them inside it. Like, that was just a beautiful sight. So it was a success. Would you say it was a success?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think my favorite part from Apo David was, I'm not limited. I'm
Unlimited.
yeah. That was so classic. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, that's such a classic line. Like, so now every time I see Apo David, that's the line.
So does that mean we're gonna do it again next year? You're gonna do it again?
Yeah. We're looking to plan for it again next year in Hanaho. So we're thinking about who we want to invite as speakers.
How do you grow it? Make it better.
All of that. So
and hopefully
come back to.
Yeah.
Raja.
Always.
Raja.
Always. I'd be honored to,
Okay.
And this year, or next year, I think getting it out a little bit earlier.
Yes, for sure.
For sure. Because I noticed there were some people that were setting up that stopped by, but just because they kind of like, oh, what's going on,
Yeah.
But I think getting more of the other clubs that were camping earlier, to come out would be such a blessing.
I think that was our intent too, but we were scrambling.
Yeah.
As normal, per usual, scrambling, and we didn't get enough of the kahea out, I think so.
But I mean, proof of concept. It worked. It was great. I think there wasn't a patch of skin that didn't have chicken skin at one point in time. You know what I mean? That was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, you are currently head coach for Leeward Kai.
I am.
What does that role mean to you?
It's pretty heavy kuleana, I feel like. Sometimes I feel like I feel it. Sometimes I fail horribly.
You feel you fail horribly.
Yes. Just because I feel like there's so much more that can be done and so much more that could have been done, especially if things don't go right or as expected, And so I feel like it's just a title. I don't feel like I necessarily need to be in charge all the time. Because I feel like as a whole, as our club, there's so much more that my team of coaches do than I do, to be honest. And so, like, as a head coach, I just kind of check in with my coaches, see if they have everything they need. As a head coach, I don't coach as often as I used to. Like being hands-on in the water and stuff like that. But and I understand that it's part of the role.
Yeah.
And it's also part of the direction that I want the club to go in. But I miss it a lot. But like as a head coach, I realize that I gotta pour myself into my team of coaches so that they are successful and they have everything they need to, accomplish their goals with their own crew and team.
I mean, but that is a leadership. That is the leadership, the head, the president, the leader, you got to lead the leaders, right? So I feel like that's just the natural progression of it. And it's almost like you start off as a paddler and it's fun, and then you get good and then you coach and you paddle less because you're coaching, and then you become head coach and then you're coaching the coaches, so you're even further away from what you started off doing that you love, right? So even in the corporate world, you start off doing the thing and then you end up behind the desk, but that there's a kuleana with that of leading and teaching what through your experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I've had a lot of experience just from growing up here, paddling at Leeward Kai, in and out of the water, surfing, canoe surfing, doing long distance races, paddling with different clubs. All that kind of stuff helped me kind of like shape my mind and my thoughts. And then I try to, like sometimes I don't even know how to communicate the thoughts. And so I have to like talk about it numerous times to get the point.
Try to explain it.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, it's just, I'm thankful that, like my team and my club is patient with me. But I feel like, sometimes I'm like, yes, we're doing well. And then there's times when it was like, oh, damn it, what the hell's just happened,
I think that's the sign of a good leader in the sense of there's humility there. It's not a dictatorship, The reason I highlighted like you think that you're failing is because I highly doubt that's the perception of everybody else, right? Our perception is our reality, but I guarantee you these keiki in the background look up to you like you're killing it and you could do no wrong, right? I feel like, bro, I seen them when they was clapping for you. That was love. They was ragging on you, but that was love.
No, and they did too. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's the values that we put into our space here.
Yeah.
And making them feel like they can say and do those kind of things, like we're a family.
Yeah.
And so, I want them to feel like if they needed something, they could ask or tell me something, then they can tell me, like that kind of environment where they feel loved and feel safe, so that when we're training, when they're practicing, they can allow themselves to be vulnerable and, look like they're in pain or look like they're struggling.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, because it's a safe space for them to do so. And so sometimes I got to remind that to my coaches because they're so serious with accomplishing goals.
Yeah.
That sometimes I'm like, okay, I got to step in and like, hey, gang, it's okay. Like, but, they hammer down the procedures, but then they also got to stick to the culture, stick to the roots of who we are and what we want to do and make them feel loved too, at the same time. And so, there's little things that we do where after every practice, where we pull as our group, the coaches and their group pull they do their club, their little yell and all that stuff too, just to kind of like bring everything back.
You guys have a yell?
We have a couple yells. We have a couple simple ones where they just go 1, 2, Leeward, and then they go.
What do you think about having them come over here and do that real quick?
Oh shit!
Huh?
Let's see. Right now.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Would that be cool?
They're gonna be all goofing off, right?
Yeah, that's the hope.
They were like,
we're talking about safe space.
Yeah, they're gonna be all goofing off because they get that camera on.
Okay, so I want him to have the keiki come over here and do like a yell, kind of like the hut go. Okay. Let's do something.
Yeah?
Yeah, just do it real quick. Just tell him real quick. Okay. One and then done. They're gonna come over here. But you can follow, yeah.
Hey, you guys, do me a favor, put your guys' stuff down. Come stand on the grass over here, like you guys gonna do in Club Yell. And do the Club Yell over here. Okay? Come on, hurry up.
See?
Come on.
No, this is theirs. I don't know this. This is them.
Yeah, do the Club Yell. Everybody ready, okay? That one. Yeah, right there, Maya. Yes, right there. Stop that one. You want me to stand in there?
You part of that, yeah, get in it. Oh yeah, plus you got the mic.
Well, I'm not gonna call it, yeah, I'm just gonna stand there for the mic. Okay, come on. Get inside, get close. Let's do a Club Yell. Come on, let's go, loud and proud. Let's go, come on. Oh, what the? Yeah.
Everybody ready? 1, 2,
Thank you, gang. Oh, is that what that is? You guys too funny.
That was good.
Characters. You know, one of them was like, "Oh, main character aura."
See, they enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good kids. Like, you know, like they do what we ask, you know, and they know, like, it took us years to get to this space where, like, they're a little bit more disciplined now. They're aware of their surroundings. And
They
just,
know when to turn it off and turn it on.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yeah, and so, yeah, man, we love our kids. We love our kids.
Dude, I mean, that. I envision something like that, just including them in the background, because the family feel is what you guys have here, and I felt it as soon as I came, you know, that day for La Hoi, and just watching everybody interact with each other. It's like, we got to. Yeah.
And
No worries.
And Brian, there's no secret. Like, I think our whole entire association know that the strength of our club comes from our kids.
Yeah.
Like, like, if you guys look at the graph during the regatta, like, we climb with Nanakuli when the kids are racing, you know, and then we kind of like plateau a little bit when our adults start. We might score in some races here or there, but you know, we get up to 80 something points because of our keiki, you know. So
You put all your energy in the keiki.
so a lot of the support comes from the ohanas because they see it. So we've structured our programs so that the parents can see the support. They kind of like start to pass on, like, hey, we need you guys to help do this at home.
Yeah.
So that the kids can start treating themselves and developing a lifestyle around performing as an athlete or a paddling athlete, you know. So there's a lot of support with the, you know, as far as what we teach them with the club, and then the parents, our coaches, and even the greater community starting to see, you know. So that's where we're going as a club. We're still pretty, I guess, young in that sense. In I would say my generation or my era running the club. I hate saying this era of the club. But yeah, the kids are.
You're almost too humble, bro.
Nah, because I cannot.
It's not yours, but
Yeah, all the accomplishments that we achieve,
it's us.
I cannot do it
Yeah,
on
yeah,
myself,
without-
you know,
yeah.
like, and when I first started running the club, or when it was my turn, like my kuleana, like, I realized that I was focusing on the wrong stuff. I was focusing on racing, I was focusing on results. When I realized that I had to focus on what was more the feel of what everybody really wanted. Like, they wanted to know what was the real value of Hawai'i and racing and just our culture of paddling. And so it was connecting to the community through Ohana, through the values of Ohana and stuff like that too. So it's kind of where we're living right now. It's kind of where our drive is. And
Was there like an aha moment, or what was the aha moment that made you realize that it wasn't the competition, it was the Ohana?
you know, I don't know if it was an aha moment, more so than just me as the head coach, like sitting, sulking, putting my hair out, and just kind of like finding that peace within me.
Yeah.
To just be like happy with the result of the people, you know, like not feeling like, I think it was more like not feeling like it was a transactional thing where their value was based on
Their
results
performance.
or
Yeah,
performance, you know. And so I think it was, for me, just self-reflection and realizing that, like, I love everybody no matter what the result, and I would paddle with them no matter what. And so when that kind of like became my driving force behind realizing what was the real value here, that's when things started to change.
Do you think that that shift was the progression from coming from a competitive paddler to that head, you know what I mean, that leadership role? Because now then you had to change your perception, right? Like what your goal or what's important to you. Because when you're racing, it's racing.
Yes.
Right? When you're paddling, it's racing. It's
for sure.
all of us in the boat. But the gold, the silver, the medal, we go for the medals. Those are what we earn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the progression, is you had to learn that, and your growth was coming from doing to teaching and leading.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think I've had stints of paddling at other clubs and stuff like that too, right? Like I paddled 1 year with Waikiki Surf Club when I was like 19, I think. I paddled 3 years as a co-head coach at Alfred Canoe Club. Yeah. And so like, and then I've also paddled with friends from other clubs like Kailua, Huinalu, Travel and stuff like that too. So just seeing like their different environments, and then like, but being in the place where I had to like think of the environment and like a bigger, larger scope instead of just my own racing and just the results of the racing, made me realize like, okay, what was the good things that I experienced, and how can I implement those things so that we grow in a safe space, basically, and not feel transactional. I think a lot of those things, like especially I think for me it was like my military background and seeing like the leadership styles and leadership stuff getting developed by having to go to leadership courses helped me kind of like see like, okay, what kind of leader I wanted to be, like a servant leader, and just kind of like be an example of how I hope the kids kind of like want to be liked. And so I had to kind of like put myself in their shoes and
try to emulate that.
Like remember all the people that I saw growing up in this association that I feel like impacted me. Because there's lots of great men.
So you wanted to be a leader like the leaders that you looked up to.
Oh yeah. 100%. And so I felt like I needed to do that here, but then implement it culture-wise, value-wise, in everything we do, and not just focus on training.
Culture and value is, I mean, that's the number one thing that really stands out. I feel it here before I even see it. So, mission accomplished, bro. Mission accomplished.
I feel like it's still a long road. Like it's still a long road to climb and journey on, but
I don't think it's a destination that you get to and it's done.
Yeah, that's very true.
No,
very true.
It's not a final destination. I think it's something that it requires work to maintain, because if you don't use it, you lose it. Just like your health, just like everything else, it'll go away.
Yeah,
I see it in like our family dynamics. Like when Nana was the one that was kind of the matriarch of the family, and she passes away, the family falls apart because nobody's holding it together, right? So you kind of gotta have that next person, which is you right now, and then I'm sure you're already thinking about, you gotta cultivate, right? And one day it's gonna be one of them.
Yeah, and that's the hope. Yeah, man, I tell this story that like, like my ohana, no doubt, like with my grandma and grandpa starting the canoe club, we did a lot for the club and the community throughout the years, but like there was a time where nothing would happen unless one of us in the ohana was doing something where we kind of like said, okay, let's move forward and go do it. My dream is that our club and our community, or this space, would become 1,000 families deep, so that the community and the ohanas can run the club and everybody feels confident enough to go into the ocean and come back.
Right.
That kind of skill, that kind of knowledge, that kind of culture, and like ohana values, so that this club can be community ran. Like to me that's the goal, and that was something I learned from just mentorship through Danny Louis when Alu couldn't flows. Yeah, bro, it's good, brother. He sets all the lane lines.
Okay.
With that. But another guy that I kind of like look up to and watched, but I just sat down talking story with him one day, and he kind of like told me how he feels about his club and his community, and it inspired me to like feel that way, so that's part of the drive, and so yeah man, like you say, it's like, I don't know if there is a destination, but it's a feeling, and I want to keep that feeling,
And you gotta sustain it. I'm so stoked that we got them to do that. The kids picking up the canoe, just took it out to the beach just now. I'm just
they know the deal. The deal. So the coaches don't have to yell, this is them, they show up, they do the things, so that the coaches don't have to tell them and give them instruction.
They know already what to do. It's what time it is.
Yes.
It's the same drill every day.
Every time.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing, right? Like as kids, we thrive, and we kind of like almost long for structure, right? And so we give them the structure, but then we give them the space to also like
Operate within it.
yes,
Yeah, and
that's how they
become
build-
responsible
yeah,
adults.
they become responsible. That's how they build their self-confidence. You know, and then that way when we go out into the ocean, it's time to go work out, they're ready.
Yeah.
Like that's how they show us that they're ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just like, you know, like one hula dancer going to their halau, like the kumuna can't let you in until you chant and then show the
Protocol.
kumu you're ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
the protocol, right? That's part of ours. You know,
Yeah.
like so show us you're ready. You guys get your guys stuff together, put your guys phone down and start carrying the canoes. You guys stretch, you guys ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the coaches come in and do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of like part of our culture to get things going. And so yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I almost got a little bit of like a Boys and Girls Club vibe.
Yeah.
Like it's like that safe space. It's another family. I mean, that's how I feel from what I grew up in. Just kind of seeing the Boys and Girls Club was that it's almost like a halau, somewhere you can go, you know, and this, man, I revel that it's such an overwhelming feeling that you cannot ignore that the culture is very prominent here, and
Yeah.
so you guys have done a really good job. I hope that we sharing this will inspire other clubs to do the same thing. I don't know how it is in other clubs, and I'm not saying that it's not, but
Yeah.
I mean, if it already is, right on, but we all can take notes from each other.
Well, yeah, no, for sure, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think for me, because I grew up in this association, that you know, all my experiences at regattas and everything that I kind of went through, I feel like I did take some from other clubs, you know, and put it here, you know, like that's part of my kuleana, you know, like to keep some of the good things or bring some of the good things that can help this space thrive.
Yeah.
And then part of my kuleana is to put away and take out some of the junk stuff, you know, that isn't healthy for us, you know, so that everything does feel good. I can stay, like you said, like feeling good all the time, you know.
Yeah, you know, I wanted to ask you about your military career too.
Okay.
Yeah, that was where's the military? What made you join the military, and where has that taken you?
Oh man, shoot! You know, I don't know what made me join the military. One of my friends, when we were at KK, she joined the army, and she was on her recruiting home visit or something like that. And so she was like, "Hey, come to me to the recruiters. You need to sign up. Just help me, whatever." So
I just need bodies to show up. Yeah.
And so I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I did her a
Hook, line,
favor.
sinker.
Yeah. And then, you know, like I think a year went by after that, after I had went to the recruiter, and then I was just at the time I was working for Aloha Airlines.
Well, that tells you how long the race
Yeah,
was.
I was working for Aloha Airlines in the reservations, and I was just like, bro, I think I like join the military. I was like, you know,
So a seed
you know,
was planted at that point.
yeah. I think I just wanted a challenge. You know, I was still in my boy phase where I was healthy, athletic. I could still run and kind of wanted to play, you know, a little bit. So I joined the army, Corps 42nd Infantry Brigade,
Nice.
Buffalo. I did that for about six and a half years. I did my first tour with them in Iraq back in 2005. And so then that was heavy too. That was a full, almost 18 months, because we had to go and train, be away from our families, and then a full year in Balad. And so that was kind of like
Heavy.
heavy. Yeah, it was kind of like, man, so much going on.
Yeah.
And just being away from home that long, like just,
And a sense of being at war. Yeah.
that too. You know, like
It's crazy.
I can
I
remember.
can't imagine.
I can remember two like vivid instances, like when I first got there,
Yeah.
and realizing how heavy that the air was, because it was like I'm landlocked, you know, so it made my chest tight, like, oh shoot, but there was dust in the air. It's like I couldn't see past the horizon, you know, like I couldn't see the horizon of the ocean. I was like, oh, so it kind of just, you know what I mean? Yeah. And
Is it
then-
just dusty, or is
it
there
is.
sand?
It's dusty, bro. It's very dusty. And then when I came home, I remember stepping off the plane and like walking out the door and just be like, I felt
You could breathe
I
again.
felt like I could breathe again. It was the craziest thing ever, craziest feeling. So that was like the two most vivid feelings I had, like with that deployment. And just like, wow, like it's power, it's over, and like you know, like I'm home, you know, it's like cool. But I went into the IR after that, and then one of my good friends, you know, he was like, hey, bah, saying, you know, he saw the guys pulling your record for doing a lot of deployment. You know, I would have been where one. mainland unit, and I was like, oh, but he was like, bro, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you better do something. I'm giving you a heads up. I was like, holy moly. So I called my other friend who had joined the Air Force, and he's like, oh yeah. So I linked up with his recruiter.
Oh, because you were in the reserves at that point.
I'm still all reserve. All my
Yeah.
time is reserve. So I joined, and then I joined the Air Force Reserve, and then maybe a month later after I had joined the Air Force Reserve, I got orders in the mail from the Army. So I had just got in time. So then I looked at the orders from the Army, read everything. It's like, yep, sure enough, it was another 1-year deployment back to Iraq with a unit from Georgia. And I was like, okay, so what do I do? So I called the number, whatever it's called, Army HQ, whatever it is, and they're like, okay, yeah, you gotta fax us your contract with the Air Force. So I faxed them that, or I think it was fax back then. I don't.
Yeah. Send it to them.
Yeah, I sent it to them somehow. Might have been email. Then they called me back like 2 days later. Oh yeah, you belong to the Air Force. Just
So they can't touch you.
Shred your stuff. I was like, oh, thank you. Like, holy moly. Like, I don't know if I could do it, like, I think it would have been different because, my first deployment was with the local unit, so I still had local brothers with me, like,
You still felt a little bit more
Yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
at home.
Like the brigade or the battalion, excuse me, we had brothers from Samoa, the island boys over here, so it was a little bit more like island style, like somebody I could really count on, or like somebody I felt like had my back, like just
You're comfortable.
the island boys kind of gave you that feel.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, thank God I got out of that. But then, yeah, since then I've been in the Air Force Reserve, still in the Air Force Reserve.
But you work full time for the Air Force.
So what I do is I go off and on with orders. So they, because I'm in the Air Force Reserve as a IMA, which is a individual mobilization augmentee, I work for an active duty unit as a reservist. So sometimes they need me to
Activate.
and so I just work in place of the active duty guy. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
helping the active duty guys here, and then when I'm not doing that, I go back to my regular day job.
So you've never had to deploy with the Air Force?
I did.
You
I
did?
went in 2011, like end of 2011. I deployed back to the same base in Iraq with the Air Force. So a little bit different, like
Yeah.
obviously like Army going outside the wire, doing patrols, doing missions. Air Force, I was just kind of like working on base. I work as an aeroporter, so just kind of like loading planes, offloading planes, just all out in the airfield.
Big difference, huh?
Big difference.
Yeah. And how much of that experience, I mean, you mentioned leadership and stuff, but aside from the leadership, what else have you learned from the military that you bring here that you think is valuable?
Oh man, it's a good question. I think I've learned that some people are different, like their upbringing a little bit different, because especially in the military, like it's pretty diverse.
Yeah.
You get Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, I like say Popolos, but that's probably
I think that's PC for us.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. You get African Americans, and you get the
I think Popolo is actually more affectionate.
yeah.
For us, that is. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Some people are like, what? You can't say that. I'm like, why not?
Why?
Yeah, why
yeah.
not?
I think it's a beautiful word.
yeah.
It's Hawaiian. Hello.
And then of course get the Holly Boys.
Yeah.
So, and just realizing that we all kind of like, I gotta understand where they're coming from their view, and
Yeah.
their life and perspective. So same thing. I think that's one of the things that I bring here. Just like, okay, some people, different upbringings and stuff like that. So as much as we want them to assimilate to our space and culture and stuff like that, we gotta kind of almost understand where they're coming from.
Maybe they're gonna do it at different speeds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we still want you to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main things I'm able to bring here, and just be more patient. It allows me to be more patient, honestly.
Yeah.
Because everybody's developing, everybody's growing. Not everybody had the same upbringing, right? Like I can go over there and just handle a canoe by myself and be comfortable. Like some people might be oblivious to some of the things going on around them, because this is new. So I gotta kind of like understand that, and then understand that that's part of their development. So just be patient.
Yeah.
And some of them, like we get the canoe, but some of them might not even be comfortable in the water. So like dealing with that too, like seeing who can swim,
Yeah.
like, and sometimes the conditions you know, like might be deceiving for them. And as soon as the wind picks up or the surf pick up, they're like,
Yeah.
you know, and then understanding, okay, so trying to get them comfortable, and then that just through time, you know. So like, how do you be patient?
Big emphasis on the keiki too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so beautiful.
But yeah, patience is a big one, because like, you know, like there's this thing where in the military we always say, oh, hurry up and wait. Like,
Yeah.
hurry up and get there just to wait.
Just to wait.
You know, but because I think through that I had to learn patience to say, we're gonna get there. The destination's gonna come, and the work's gonna come. The time's gonna come. So it's like, take a deep breath and just like worry about what I can control.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Your relationship with your dad. You know, after we were done with Lauhoi, I was seeing you guys embrace, and you were so proud of him. How's your relationship with your dad, if you don't mind me asking? And I ask because I didn't meet my dad till I was older. So like, I didn't always have my dad around.
Yep.
So it was so beautiful, and I just wanted to hear about it a little bit.
Yeah, I know for sure. Yeah, my dad, he's special. You know, I realized myself being a dad that like there's no perfect way to be a dad,
Yeah.
and you only know what you know, and
It's not like we ever did this before.
yeah, totally. And so, you know, like just prefacing that, like I've learned to forgive him for certain things, and like, but learn to love him for the things that he has done or taught me.
Yeah.
And for what he is too, you know. So, and he knows that too. I think, you know, like he's a man of very few words, as you learn.
I learned it the hard way.
Yeah. And so like you gotta almost learn through translating some of his sound effects.
Yeah. and more like gestures and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silence says a lot.
Yeah. But as a kid growing up, you know, like I remember like he was very affectionate, you know, when he was present.
Oh.
You know, very affectionate, you know, like, and that was the thing, like he was very affectionate but very aggressive. So you had these two.
Well, that just sounds like very emotional across the board.
Yes, all the way.
Yeah.
But you had two ends of the spectrum,
Yeah.
you know, like never like when even keel sometimes. And that's what, you know, like that's why it was like sometimes chaotic growing up. You know, but I think we've had some pretty rough patches, but we always kind of like reconnect and come back together, you know, like he's apologized to me for some things, and I have too, you know what I mean? I wasn't a perfect kid. You know, I was a shithead too. And so just doing that thing, and now like he sees like where my passion is with the club, and me carrying the kuleana, and he knows that I'm changing some of the reputation of the club in the sense of like not being a party club, or you know, appreciating people for who they are and what they can bring, and not, you know, so much of the way they perform, you know.
Yeah.
And so he's supportive of that, and he sees it. He knows that. He feels that, you know, he's told me sometimes that I'm not the right person for it. And so like when I hear him say stuff like that, you know, and then it kind of just reaffirms me. And
it has a lot more weight because for him to say it out loud too.
Yeah. So when he does that, it keeps me going, you know. So, but I know, to me, like he has so much respect from people in the community too. Like he's a canoe builder. You know, I've learned canoe surfing from him, watched him do it, watch him race, have passion with racing and paddling. And so like, you know, even though my relationship with him wasn't always perfect, you know, like I would admit that like once I grew old enough, like I started to paddle a lot more because I wanted more of his attention, you know, like because he talked about racing so passionately. All he did was build canoes.
You felt that if you paddled more, you'd get more time with him?
Yeah, maybe. Or I would just get his attention.
Or validation?
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I would have so much like older people in my community say how much I was a loner. I was a loner kid, you know, like.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just doing your own thing.
For sure. Like just kind of looking depressed, malnourished. You know, like malnourished local kid, just kind of like looking sad and depressed all the time, you know. But you know, there's one thing that like I remember vividly, like before there was a halal here, somebody had dropped off like this huge windsurfing board. Was probably heavier than me at the time, you know, like, but I drug that thing into the water, grab the paddle, and I would disappear for hours. I would just go paddle up and down the coast over here.
Kind of like a stand-up surfboard.
Yeah. But I would just sit down and I would like stick my head over the side, look down.
Wow.
I was on like my own adventure.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I paddled back to the beach and I realized nobody was looking for me, I was like, wow, anybody care about me or what? Like, holy moly. You know,
But you also put yourself in that position anyway.
I did. So I was like, but I was having fun, so I kept doing it. And then one day I was just like, I did my first one-man race in Kona.
Yeah.
At the Queen Liliuokalani distance race. I did the day prior one-man race, and I did pretty well as a junior, first time. And so then I was like, oh wow, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know? So I took more towards the one-man racing to hopefully do well. And then I started to, he started to pay more attention to me, and then wanted to coach me more and help me more.
Sure.
And like, of course it was like tough love coaching, the kind. So it's like, holy shit. So it was like almost like, do I really want this or not? Like, and
so that's interesting, because I almost relate that to what you just talked about, the keiki protocol. They got to do their stuff before the coaches are ready to know that you're here. Yeah. And you now they're ready to coach you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had to go through that.
Pretty much. But wasn't a known thing.
Yeah.
Like the communication wasn't there.
Yeah. You stumbled upon it on accident. Almost.
Yeah. No, totally.
But that's cool that your windsurfing surfboard was kind of like your first OC1.
It really was.
Yeah.
Truly. So I tell that story all the time, because like I would just paddle, like, and all that time spent on the ocean like helped me learn the pitch and roll of the bumps and the waves. Even though it's flat out here, like there's days where it was like a little bit choppier, and I would just like,
I'm sure,
learn
wind swell, whatever.
And I would just feel it, like, unconsciously. I think it became part of my development.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up just trying to paddle and be good because I wanted my dad's attention, and so through that, I think he saw me, like, my capability and stuff like that too, and I hoped he was proud of me, and so.
But you didn't know yet.
Yeah, I didn't know yet. That's a great point. I didn't know it. I don't think I ever knew until probably later in life, until I was probably past my prime, that he was proud, and so.
That whole time.
Yeah.
Funny, huh?
Yeah. Crazy.
Because that's us, how we're looking at the world.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the world looks at us the same way.
Yeah. And so just to know that he was, like I felt like I could close that door a little bit, and so now I think our relationship is like, I don't have to like go and talk to him all the time, every time, like every minute of the day, like, but when I do have the moments, like, he knows I'm appreciative of him and everything he's done and like taught me.
Yeah.
Like from surfing too. Like I remember a lesson of surfing at Macau Point when I was in my surfing phase. I used to surf choke, and he used to take me out to go to the point with all the uncles, all my cousins, and he used to show me how watch for sets coming, and how watch the horizon, like make me understand why all the uncles moving when nobody else isn't, like, and I was like, well, once the light bulb went off and I could see it and I started to move like them, like I didn't realize how, like, I was stoked, but that was a lesson that I learned from him, and so that's one of the hugest things I'm so appreciative of him for. Yeah. That like, it still plays a role in.
How old were you?
Me. Shoot, man, I think I was in my teens, maybe 14, 15, when I could learn and see. Yeah. But yeah, even to this day, I think when I go to the ocean, like I scan, like so that I can see or know what's happening ahead of time, so.
Well, that's got to play a big part in your paddling, your canoe surfing. I mean, just as being a waterman, like all the stuff that you mentioned, like that's just waterman training that you don't get, like, that's invaluable.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was like the lifestyle we grew up in.
Yeah.
Like surfing, canoe surfing, paddling, diving. Like I was a horrible diver, but you know what I mean? But,
Can't be good at all of them.
Yeah. But when I would go, it was good fun. Like I remember shooting my first fish and just being like, even though it's this thing, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, maybe I should let this one go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were always at the beach or around uncles, around families. Yeah. Just in the ocean. So I think that kind of like made me appreciative and understand my relationship with my dad a little bit more intimately and be thankful. And so like now that he knows that I'm running the club and doing all the things, like he's always asking me what what gotta fix or what need, you know, like, because he knows I can't do it all.
To
So,
support you.
yeah, to support me. So like when he does that, like I'm super thankful. Like even was it last year or maybe it might have been 2 years ago now, like when we had our accident with Kaioni, believe it or not, our novice D man, I did Kaioni and then it was cracked. Like as soon as Dad found out, we were still at the Kailua regatta. Dad came all the way from Nanakuli to the regatta, check on the boat, told me what to do. You know, he braced up the boat, put it on the trailer, and then I drove it home, and then everybody followed. We brought it back to our house that night, put it in the yard, and we're just like, Dad, can you fix it? He's like, I can fix this.
Well,
Because we wanted Me'e to race at his home race.
Yeah.
The next weekend was our regatta.
Yeah.
So he made it happen, fixed it up, and Luana checked it out and gave us a thumbs up. Like, wow, perfect. And everybody was like mind blown. You know, like, how did he fix this in one night? Like,
Yeah.
that's him. When
made it happen.
Yeah, when he's determined and he's got a goal, he goes, you know. And I think he knew I wanted Me'e fixed too.
Yeah.
So it's like, Dad, I want Me'e. Like, this, I don't want to do my regatta without it.
Yeah,
without him, you know. So it's like, oh shit. But yeah, that's where I know like okay, he's coming back.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. Yeah. So and that's going back to Lauhoi too. Like I felt like that was my chance to put the light on him, and so
Yeah.
I know you wanted me to sit there with him, but I didn't want to because I wanted
In
him.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier before the cameras are rolling, I thought about it after and I was like, oh, okay, I wish I knew a little more on how to draw it out of him, because once he lit up, that's when it was so exciting. That's when it was like, shucks.
Yeah.
Because what I try to do as like a host is lead the horse to the water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
kind of make him drink.
Yeah.
But if I can lead in a way to let you feel comfortable enough to tell the story, to, you know, share, but for everybody it's different, right? Like how do I be the catalyst to make that happen? And I haven't spent enough time with him, or I didn't.
And that's partially my fault for not helping you. I think that, you know, now that I look back and I realize like the things that made him the most excited
Wasn't the stuff that everybody else was talking about. Yeah.
like he liked talking about his racing because he was competitive, and he liked talking about innovation, like in his designs of canoes. He's always like, he always wants to tweak and all that stuff.
Yeah. He geeks out on that stuff.
He does a lot.
You know, I think interestingly enough, some of my club mates asked me like, oh, how was it and all this stuff, and they're like, what was the most interesting thing you learned? And it was a story that your dad told that I really just kind of stood out in my head, where it was the evolution of the paddle.
Yeah.
It was the evolution of the paddle, of how the Tahitians came, and then their paddle changed the shape of the blade itself. And then I think he said was Iowa or somebody came the year, Idaho or
Illinois Brigade.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Then they came and they had a top handle.
They had the T-top. They were the first ones. Yeah.
And it's like, so I was telling everybody this of Illinois, which is interesting because
Yes.
my ex is from Illinois, so I kind of so there's like this connection there.
Yep.
But that was the most impactful story that I heard.
Yeah.
And I could picture just like AI, the paddle morphing over time, and now we have a T-top, and the Howleys were the first one to bring that.
Yes.
How's
Right.
them apples?
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know, and then that's the thing, right? Like, and so just being respectful of like somebody else's input.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so like we've evolved to the point where like, like unlimited canoes are coming into play.
Yeah.
Different shapes and designs are coming into play, you know, and I get it. I do also support the
Traditional
traditional design of outrigger Hawaiian canoes, you know, and the concept of that. But like I also like, just like my dad, I like going fast too. I like
That's what I was asking your dad, like what? He goes, go faster.
Yeah.
Go faster.
I like
So
to
he's
go
okay with these new designs, these new boats coming out, if it gets to go faster. If it gets us to go faster, what's wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
Just like the paddle, the T-top helped us move the boat faster,
Yep.
right? I like that a lot,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And for an older, gruff Hawaiian guy, it seems like he would be just pro Hawaiian, all Hawaiian, nothing
Yes,
else.
yes.
But because he loved the sport so much,
He
was
also
a-
wanted to go fast. Yeah, he loved the evolution and so like I kind of support that end of it too.
Yeah.
You know, because to me, the vessel is one small part of the entire culture of paddling.
Yeah.
Right. And so long as we're out there and practicing and paddling, you're going to learn all the little intricacies of it while the vessel is still under you. You know, the vessel is still somewhat similar.
Yeah.
You know, so with a 6-man va'a, 12-man va'a, 3-man, 4-man, like it's on va'a.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody in the South Pacific knows it's a va'a. You know, it has an outrigger on it, like it's a va'a, cause you know. So, I support it because, you know, like I want our culture to thrive, and everybody to know that this is Hawaiian va'a. You
Yeah.
know? But at the same time too, it's like I like go fast too. You know, so I want to evolve to that as well. And I believe that like our practice of doing the thing is our culture.
Yeah.
And keeping it alive no matter what.
Yeah.
As long as we practice the core part too, you know, the
As
wood
well,
making,
yeah.
shaping it, you know, and all that to it. So that, you know, like of course was another big part of sharing with through Lauhoi was putting emphasis on the canoe builders and the core canoe, giving them their space to kind of like shine. The whole reason why our association is built, you know, to because like
Perpetuate that.
yeah, I look at it. I look at the regattas as like one car show,
Yeah.
right? And so it's like
that's a good way to put it.
yeah, it's like each club has their koa, right?
Yeah.
And each club is like their own owner.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their koa, and everybody's walking around.
It's on
picking them out.
display,
Cool,
yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
cherry, right? And
Yeah.
like you have appreciation for everybody's koa for what it is, and
Yeah.
the little subtleties that make it different, you know, and but it's beautiful. And so that's kind of like what part of the vision of Lauhoi was, you know, just like, let's put these things on display so people can appreciate it. And then they appreciate the builders that put the work into it. And so that was where a lot of it came from.
Yeah. So at the risk of sounding silly, because I don't know any better, so again, I'm a young novice paddler. Okay, guys.
Nah, no worries.
Um,
no worries.
Who had the first outrigger canoes
Hoba.
back in the day? Like who?
I don't even know that answer.
Because that's what I want to find out. Like, was it the Hawaiians first? Was it like who had the outrigger canoes? What's the origin of? You know, like I want to figure that out.
Whole action. I mean, I think, I don't know the exact date or anything like that too,
but
I mean, before it became like an association thing where we're practicing and racing, you know, we're using it for daily life, transportation. Like, oh, I gotta go makaha kung paddle to Makaha today, you know, like, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was a form of transportation.
Yeah.
It was also
Fishing.
to go fishing.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, it was just part of the communities already, you know, part of the daily life.
So when we stopped using it for transportation, then in order to perpetuate it, we used it for fun.
Yeah, yeah, and I think they were also partially using it for fun too, right? Surfing and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, because anytime you have a bunch of guys and girls, whatever,
Exactly.
hey, who can go get there first? Yeah. I think that's just natural for
Yeah,
us.
yeah. So,
What would you like to see with our association? Maybe not necessarily anything wrong, but what would be something cool that we could get to? That
association.
I like, because I like, although I'm fairly new, I feel like there is a bigger push now for attention of the association, because like last year there wasn't that much content. Oka's putting out some good content this year. They've got their own videographers, they got their own cameraman, there's drones out there. I am super proud of you guys, Okra, because you guys are stepping up the media, and this is bringing attention to the sport that we all love. So I feel like I kind of got in and I'm seeing that. I mean,
Shout out to Hayden Ramler.
I haven't met you yet. One day.
Yes.
Am I correct on kind of that
Yeah.
observation?
Yeah, you know what? And I think it's been a long time. It's long overdue, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, one of the rules is we cannot have our own camera on our own boat or we race, right? Because it's some competitive edge that they don't want one club to have over another. But
Is that what it is?
so yeah, but I feel like it could have been holding that part back, right? The ability to share and show,
You mean like sharing secrets of?
or just sharing the sport and sharing the beauty of it. And
Oh yeah, no, but I mean like the prohibiting the use of cameras would
Yeah.
be because you could record other people.
maybe
Yeah.
both yourself study your own race and then maybe record other people as well. So I mean, I don't know, I feel like they should change that rule, because why not make POV like videos too,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like the canoe surfing, because then it's also a learning tool too, you know what I mean? Like they can have guys like study video of surfing. Like the association should put that out, because you want the development
Everybody
of
to get better.
develop,
Yeah.
yeah. Because if as the paddlers develop, the level of competition gets better. You know, like I know a lot of times, and you still hear it, like people still want to try and compete or with Tahiti and Molokai or Navahine, right? Or Navahine, the women's been dominating, but you know, Molokai, it's just like, okay, so how do we get there? It's a long road, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, taking those steps to like one, promote it to get more athletes into the sport,
Yeah.
and then two, just using some of it as tools to learn.
Yeah. I
You know,
agree.
like, because nobody sees the point of view from us paddling on the water and what we see, what we're interacting, unless they're actually part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like how we're going to attract all these athletes that can maybe shift the balance.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm sure there's, if you highlight how beautiful it is and how much we enjoy it and why we enjoy it, and that's why almost every practice I go, I have my 360 on the Yako.
Yeah.
And that's how I found my niche. Is like, wow, I freaking like these videos.
Yeah.
Everybody else likes the videos, but you don't really get a point of view unless you're out there.
Yeah.
And I've actually gotten a handful of people to come out with me, like, wow, like try now.
Yeah.
And then I've got other people that message me like, you know what? Because of your videos, I got back in the boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you know. So why? Yeah, I would love to see that everybody kind of from their perspective, and I think there's enough technology now. You got these 600 millimeter zoom cameras. I can still record you out there as like I'm in your face,
Yeah.
but it's just a different perspective. So I would love to see that.
So yeah, I think to your point, I definitely support what Pokra is doing with the videos and the content and all that too. But I think using that or allowing some of it to come to the clubs and come to the use on our own vessels, on our own va'a, excuse me.
Would be good.
Yeah, I think so. To just expand it a little bit more. As we age, you know what I mean? And like right now, our elite group of paddlers, a lot of the elite group, I guess, in the association is still holder paddlers.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas our competitors have a lot of younger people representing their elite groups, you know? Not saying that the older ones cannot do it.
You mean club wise or association wise?
Just
or even like
elite
from us to
paddler,
he.
Team Hawai'i wise,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even clubs too, you know what I mean? Like,
Because most of the Tahitians are young boys.
usually,
And they're professional athletes. They actually get paid to race, right?
Well,
A lot of them.
a lot of them are employed by their
The club.
Ah.
You know what I mean? So like if you watch the 4-part series of Shoba'a or even the EDT,
Yeah.
like their video, like you see them, they are employed by like the electric company or by Shell gas
Corporation,
company.
yeah.
So they support them in paddling, or they go paddle in the morning, go to work, and then right back to paddling in the afternoon, you know, like so. But that's their lifestyle. That's their culture.
It's it's a very enticing
Yeah.
lifestyle.
So, but now you get to go also have a career that supports it too, you know.
Yeah.
So that's life changing for Ohanas over there,
Yeah.
you know. So that's the impact that being that good
Yeah.
can make, you know. So that's why they're so passionate.
It's kind of like,
about it.
growing up, all of the blue collar, like the big companies was you go work Matson, you go work Kiko, you go work,
yeah,
And then, I mean, Lanikai got some Pasha boats,
Yeah.
you know, and so that I almost made that connection. Like that's kind of like Pasha supporting their guys
Yeah.
paddling, you know.
And I think too, in some ways, I believe that until we can maybe make like almost like a business structure
Yeah.
similar to that, I feel like the shift we're not going to get there equally yet. It's going to be a long shift. Like if we develop, yeah, it's going to be a long time to develop, right?
Yeah.
To get there. But I think until we get them almost like a business model similar, maybe. Because then,
I'm glad, yeah.
Because then you're gonna have people like willing to put their time in, but you know,
The
like,
employer
if there's a
supportive of
trade,
it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that then,
Like a fringe benefit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I like that. I'm glad we broached that subject because I'm newer, so you know, I don't mind asking the questions that make me look like I don't know because I don't know.
Nah,
so I'm
yeah,
gonna ask, right?
I mean, me too. Like I've been in it for a long time. I've experienced it from a high level, and like, you know, I've seen it firsthand too. You know, so it's like now I'm just like, okay, I'm sitting from behind now, like just doing the coaching thing, not trying to compete. So it's like, you know, thinking about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I think they just have a whole model, you know. So yeah, ask away about it because if we don't ask it, then it's like it's almost like
How you gonna find
unspoken.
out?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like what we were talking about La Jolla, that secret, that business potential, like that business idea. You know what I mean? So I kind of like the idea of that too.
Because I mean, if you get a couple businesses that say want to support paddling or whatever, blah blah blah, and then you know, like if they're core of the like, maybe you get 4 or 5 guys, like could just be an internship program. I don't know, just a seed program or something, and then those 4 or 5 guys are from 3 different companies, so you get 12 to 15 guys.
Yeah.
Paddle train, they go work for these companies, and then come back paddle training. That's already
How much more productive would your employees be if they're that much healthier, have that community outside of work? They look forward to coming to work, you know?
supported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
driven.
interesting.
Yeah, and then you get some of this. You get some of the, because you're getting, you know, monetized financially to paddle or have a career.
Yeah.
Then you know, in the back of your mind, like you don't have to spend all your time as an athlete. And you know, it's not like we're paid professionals to paddle.
Yeah.
You know, but if that part of your life can be taken care of or set up, you know, and it's like one less thing to worry about, and now you can really focus on
Yeah,
paddle.
that much better of an
Yeah.
employee or worker.
Yeah, for sure. You know, so
These are good conversations. We're gonna keep talking about this. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you'd like to share?
Sheesh.
Like what's something that is really important to you that aside maybe
can I ask you?
Yeah, shoot.
Okay. What's keeping you paddling?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah. What's
I'm
keeping
glad,
you
okay. Bro, paddling saved my life. And you know what's crazy is I actually, when I was here, I actually talked to a couple of your club members and they said the same thing, but I hadn't said it out loud yet. So I paddle because I'm proud to paddle. Maybe I won't be a great top tier elite paddler, but I freaking love this stuff. I haven't loved anything as much as I love paddling. I haven't stuck with anything. I mean, I was doing bodybuilding and weightlifting and stuff, and I liked feeling strong and healthy, but I didn't have that sense of community that I have here. And even more so, like this second year. Oh, look at you! I'm going to ask you questions. You got me going now.
Come on, but I love it, but no.
I get him on the spot.
Yeah,
No, this is good.
that was a good one. Thank you, bro. So I had started 2.5 years ago at NAVB, and then I went through a divorce, and I didn't finish. So practiced all the way up until the first race I ever raced. I dropped out because going through a lot of challenges, emotions and what have you. And then last year, driving through town, Kailua town, I see my friend that I had invited to start, and he has kept going. And he's a tall guy, big guy, probably as tall as you.
Yeah.
But he was heavy at the time. And then right around that time, I texted him. I hadn't seen him this whole time, and I texted him and said, "Oh, what, you been paddle?" Because he had his one man of his boat on his truck, and he said, "Oh no, actually, I've just been driving around with the thing all day." Like he had paddled in the morning, but it was afternoon, and he's still driving around with it. And just so happens I still got the emails. I'm on the email list, and I got the email from Kailua saying the registration was open. And then another email came in that there was a preseason race.
Yep.
And I saw my friend, and he lost 100 pounds.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, wow. And so I messaged him, and I'm like, dude, just from paddling. He said, yeah, but paddling actually motivated him to want to get healthier because he wanted to steer, and he couldn't fit in C6. And so he just started getting healthy, and I'm like, and he goes, bro, you got to come back. And he got me back in, and I'm like, and so I telling him, bro, thank you so much. He goes, I'm just doing for you what you did for me. And it was such a chicken skin moment, like, and I was finally able to dedicate a whole year last year. And I've never thought I was actually good. I mean, I think I was into CrossFit at one point. I was like, okay, I'm never going to be one of those guys. I can lift heavy weights. I'm just not fast.
Yeah.
You know, all these things. Like, I'm not the whole package.
Yeah.
But when I got on the boat, I'm like, wow, I can do this.
Yes,
bro. I can
Feels
do
good,
this. Yeah. And I don't feel like I've ever been as good at anything. I don't think I'm great. I think I'm going to continue to get better, but I've never wanted to continue to get better as anything as much as I want to get better at this.
Yeah, bro. That's an awesome story, bro. And that's I'll be honest, bro. Like, you know, like growing up in Hawaii over here, like that's just a lot of the similar story. It's a very similar story with a lot of our people, a lot of our club members, and families and stuff like that too. Like, so I mean, I could say the same thing with paddling. You know what I mean? Like it kept me going, kept me just, you know, a canoe only like go forward, so just keep. You know, get back on the line and keep going, you know, like, so we always say everybody, like, even, you know, the Bruins from Lani Kai, Kai, and keep going, they always talk, hey, get back on the vow. So every time I see friends and stuff like that, I mean, you paddling here, right? Get back on the vow, man, let's go, you know, and so that's the beauty of the culture and, like, the realness, right? Like, strip away the racing, what are you left with? You're still left with the vow, you're still left with the community, you're still left with the families.
Yes.
Like, would you come paddle with me? Like, yeah, I still like you be healthy. Like, and so now I don't compete as often or as hard as I used to, but I still go paddle because, and everybody that I share it with, I tell them, come live a long life with me through vow.
Yeah.
Like, and because I've seen my kupuna do it, and they living long, healthy lives. Like Uncle Nappy, all these Uncle Kamo, them, right? Like Uncle Bruce, like all these people that I look up to from the other clubs.
Yeah.
They never stop.
No.
You know what I mean? And so, and
like they look healthy, they look grounded, they look like they have been leading good lives.
Yeah. You know, so you stay young, you stay strong through ba, and that same experience that your friend feeling about losing weight, and you know, like plenty of our people are going through that, and like probably helps build their confidence. They feel more youthful, they feel stronger, they're eating better. Now it's like their lifestyle is changing, right? And that's where,
dude, 100%.
Yeah, that's
I'm in the middle of that right now too. Like, the biggest thing I realize that I can do to help my crew when I'm in the boat is to lose 30 pounds. I'm a big guy, but last year I was almost 270. I dropped 20 pounds already from just last year, but it was just depression and eating and drinking and doing the snowball.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh wow, I want to perform.
Yeah.
I want to perform, and I want to help my team. I can pull my own weight, but I want to help my team. If I can be just as strong, but 30 pounds lighter.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And that's the thing, right? Like, you don't realize how much your habits were affecting you, and now you're making better lifestyle choices, and just making better habits for yourself. You know, and that's the goal, right? Like that's the real treasure. That's the real medal.
Yeah.
You know, like, and so that's what I want people to understand, because sometimes, you know, like, we want to be competitive as well, you know, like, and set high standards, but if people don't attain that level, right, like, what are you actually walking away with, or what can you find satisfaction in, is knowing that, like, you got this group of people with the same mindset, same values, that want to see you succeed, that are cheering for you, you know, and you all are trying to grow and develop in this lifestyle that our kupuna knew all along was right in front of us, you know. So that's pretty much it. But like that's the gift, you know, like
Yeah.
that we gotta continue to
That's
share.
more valuable than any medal.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
yeah.
100%.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. Like,
Yeah.
I was because I have all these ideas. Okay, I want to talk about this stuff, and that was something I want to talk about. Is like you help provide that by continuing to run the club. But I heard a couple of people here say it changed their lives. It saved their lives. It saved my life. I'd probably be like really worse off, depressed, and doing okay. I don't know what I'd be doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the mental and emotional health is it's not just the physical.
Yes.
It's not.
It's all aspects.
Yeah.
It's all aspects of your life.
And that's why I realized that I could go beyond my club and connect with the community, which is what I'm doing this year.
Yeah.
Last year I was still young and just novice B, right? We weren't even making turns last year. So this year it's like I feel like my eyes have opened and I can go beyond my club. And that's why we're here.
Yep.
Like you're
Cool.
my second guest of any paddling podcast I've done, and Rio's been with me through all my changes, and he likes it. He's like, "So what are we doing this episode?" And I tell him, he goes, again, it directly correlates with what's going on in your life.
Nice.
All of my podcasts,
Yeah.
all of my
Beautiful.
guests, yeah, it's my show, so but
Weightlifting.
yeah, we've done the weightlifting, you know. My friend owns Everyday Better clothing
nice.
brand. I've done real estate investing because it's something I do. So yeah, it's just I did Danny Castor for my Kailua.
Yeah.
So it's where my life takes me, and the experiences and the things that resonate with me is what I want to share with everybody else through highlighting their stories.
Right on, Bob. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you need help, like introduction to any other people in the club or association, let me know. Any good people I can.
Yeah, I would
I
like
can link
that
you
because
to,
I want
for
to,
sure.
like, you know, I want to one day. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm still trying to figure out the focus of. I like the core canoe, how to tie in the culture, but I also like the new unlimiteds. I like the future. I am super progressive, but I'm also like I come from two worlds.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
no, for sure.
I look forward and back, and so
Yep.
finding a balance of that and focusing on that is hard for me. So I definitely gonna pick your brain off camera and
Yeah. Call me up, text me, whatever, anytime. Like, I'm not always quick to respond,
No,
as most people.
I think
over here would
I got
know.
your rhythm already. I got the
Like,
rhythm
oh.
with you already. Yeah.
But yeah, no. I'm fortunate to kind of grow up in all of this and experience a lot of it through competition and traveling and all that. So like I'm appreciative of my relationships and everybody in the association, because I feel like I grew up in the association and everybody kind of saw me grow up too in
Yeah.
it.
I like
so,
that. What are 3 things that you're grateful for?
Cool. Okay. I think the first and number one thing is my wife.
Okay.
I'm grateful for her because a lot of good things happened in my life once she became in my life, and like I became focused and I was able to focus and like have that peace knowing that somebody was there to support me and love me through like failures or for successes.
Okay.
Grateful for my canoe club.
Yeah.
Grateful for my community, the keiki, the parents, all of it. Because even through, like I said, like my failures, they still back me up, still got my back, still support me. They know where my heart is. So, yeah.
This year.
Yeah. Oh, sheesh.
Your dog?
Yeah, I know. Seriously. If my wife doesn't hear me say the dog, she gonna be like, "Why you never say the dog for?"
Well, she tells everybody for you though.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, without me knowing, like I didn't even know she recorded that. Now that you're telling me that, like, oh my god. I don't know. I think I'm just grateful for all my friendships.
Your relationship.
Yeah, my
you just mentioned that.
relationships.
Yeah.
Because I've learned a lot, whether it was good or bad relationships, but lots of relationships where people have kind of like extended themselves to help me, and just kind of like gave me a chance.
Yeah.
I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would have to say I'm grateful for my relationships, 100%.
I appreciate that. I can resonate with that. My relationships are important to me too.
Yeah, 100%. Because I know I couldn't have gotten where I am today, and I don't think I can get.
We can get anywhere else, continuing to move forward.
Yeah. Without them. So, yeah, for sure.
Yes. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Brooks. Wow, what are we?
Hello.
Thank you for coming to Nanakuli, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I love it. I like feeling like, shoot, I have friends out here now. I get family out here, you know?
Automatic, bro.
Yeah,
Come,
I feel like that.
That's the beauty of the association, to be honest. Like, you know, like how you said, like now you see up with David.
Yeah.
Like, the more you connect with the other members of the clubs, like you can find that there's lots of similarities in our lifestyles, everything we do, the paddling and all that stuff, bro. It's like, because it's shared, easy for connect.
Yeah.
Easy for connect.
Yeah.
So, right on.
Thank you again, bro.